is that keyboard literally everyone has reviewed already. The LK67 or the TM680 or the TOM whatever. It's one of those cheap, hot swap plastic case options similar to the GK or RK series of boards. But before we get into it, I'd like to give a quick word from our sponsor, PCBWay. At PCBWay, you can make just about anything you want, from one-off custom keyboards to just anything random, keyboard related or not. They offer services for 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, injection molding, and of course, custom PCBs all at competitive prices. If any of that interests you, then be sure to check out PCBWay in the description. Alright, let's get into the video. I have the LK67 here, which at its sub $60 price point, it's about on par with the GK61 or other GK/RK boards, depending where you look at them. What's special about this board compared to something like the GK61 is one, the layout. This is a 65% keyboard instead of a standard 60%. It includes a knob and wireless options via a small USB dongle or Bluetooth. There's also some per key, RGB, and side glow if you're into that. The aesthetics of this board are not for me. A bit too much going on in my opinion. I don't love all the prints around the top case, but I guess they can help a beginner out, but still not my favorite addition. Alright, let's get into the fun part, opening this up and seeing what's made out of. I had a really bad time doing this. To open the case, you need to unscrew 7 or 8 screws and then literally rip the top case off the bottom case. I really felt like I was going to break this thing, and guess what? I literally did. There's a little switch on the back of the board for switching between wireless and wired modes, which has a little small plastic piece that is just loose in the case that moves the little switch on the PCB. So once I opened it, it just fell out. I was like, oh well, I'll just put it back when I'm done modding, which is what I did. Didn't end up too well, but we'll get into that in a second. I'm going to be using the extremely overused PE foam plus tape mod combo and see if that does any good over just the included foams. So now once I'm about to close up the board, I now have to try to put that little switch I mentioned earlier back in the case. And in doing so, the actual notch that this piece was supposed to attach to broke off. So now it's super annoying to switch modes, and it just looks super scuffed on the back. Really unfortunate. The board still works perfectly though, and I'm gonna just keep it wired mode anyways. I probably wouldn't normally talk about this, but the steps on this board are just your random plate mount with a bit of factory lube on them. So I didn't expect much, but oh boy, they're much better than I expected. No, they're not great by any means, but I just want you to hear this little comparison between these stock plate mounts right out of the box versus my lubed and wholly modded Durock V2s. It's sad. Those are premium, top of the line stabs by the way. Alright, here's a full sound test of the board. It's okay, I guess. I'm a bit spoiled by my mid or high-end, more customized boards, but this definitely isn't horrible. Very loud though compared to my other boards. I'm sure if you spend enough time, sweat, and tears on this, you'd be able to make it sound pretty great though, but I'm just not down for that. You might be thinking, oh Fred, why are you using such expensive keycaps and switches on this board? No one's gonna do that with their board. Which yeah, you're right. What I have to say to this is these keycaps are really nothing special. I bought these Infinity keycaps for $110, I think in extras, and they're just any $50 to $80 dice-up PBT set with some fun colors and big kitting. Like seriously, look at this reverse dice-up. It's pretty bad. And for the switches, I think the U4Ts are pretty common in budget boards, and with buying them, you can still easily keep the entire board under $150, especially since these don't need to be looped. Overall, this is just another cheap plastic custom keyboard that doesn't do anything special unless a knob is super important to you. If you have the means to buy it from Taobao, I'd much rather get something like the MW65. I really would like to see some more innovation in these budget sub $60 keyboards that aren't only on Taobao, since most people can't really buy from there, just like me. Some cheap things menus can try is gummy O-ring mounting their boards. I think that'd make the typing experience and sound much more pleasant and make the boards much more competitive compared to other offerings. Also making more case designs instead of just reusing the same GK/RK cases, adding nicer plates like polycarbonate, FR4 or POM instead of the normal steel or aluminum plates. That would also make them feel and probably sound more quote-unquote premium. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think about that, or some ideas you also have in the comments. Well, I think that's gonna be the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If so, consider subscribing if you enjoy my style of videos, and with that, I hope you have a great day. See ya.